Welcome to TwoQuestions.tv. My guest today is Lightheart, and we're talking about living a healthy life. Welcome to TwoQuestions.tv. I'm Susan Baroncini-Moe. Joining me today is Lightheart, host of the Awesome Health podcast. He's a 3-time all-natural national bodybuilding champion, advisor to the American Anti-Cancer Institute, and director of education at BiOptimizers Nutrition, one of the world's most innovative nutritional supplement companies. Hi, Wade. Welcome to the show.
Hey, great to be here.
Okay, so a little background to your story is you exercised like crazy and then found out you actually weren't all that healthy. You looked healthy, but you weren't super healthy on the inside. So what is the story there? What did you do differently?
Sure. So, for literally 16 years, and I was preparing for, or getting ready, going through the various stages to become a competitor at the Mr. Universe contest. And I had the best coaching. I'd followed a Spartan diet for years and discipline, and I'm doing everything right. I go to the Mr. Universe and, everything looks wonderful. You're the kind of what I call it's cosmetic.
Yeah.
Fitness. It's you're designed to look a certain way. And after that contest, I gained 42 pounds of fat and water in just 11 weeks.
Gasp. That's a ton.
Yeah, it was horrible. And so here it is. I studied exercise physiology. I'd studied nutrition. I had the best coach. I had all these things in line, and you're thinking, well, why? Wait a minute. How did I make this? Like, what's going on here? I'm supposed to be representing the physical, external ideal of what physical potential can be. Mm-hmm. Yet suddenly I go from Mr. Universe to Mr. Marshmallow. What's going on here? And the bottom line was this. I had the good fortune of because if something happens to you, you got to find the answer.
Of course.
Being an entrepreneur, and it's like, find the answer, solve it, let's figure it out.
Yeah.
And I met a doctor who had healed himself of colon cancer, and he'd healed himself of liver disease and thousands of other people. And I met him. I'm like, okay, well, maybe this guy can help me. He was this radiant senior citizen, like with glowing skin and super vitality, and it was really
fit. #goals.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I want to be like this guy.
Yeah.
What are you doing? And he said, well, Wade, he said, you've learned to build the body from the outside in, but not the inside out. And I'm like, well, that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, what I'm doing is not working. Well, what do I need to do? And he put me on at the time, a very stringent raw food diet and a massive amount of enzymes and probiotics to reboot my digestive system, because he says health starts in your digestion, disease starts in digestion. And this goes all the way back to Hippocrates, the father of medicine, says this.
Yeah.
So, but he had found a way to accelerate the body's healing and regenerative capacities through aggressive usage of various enzymes and probiotics, and at the time an aggressive diet. I went through it 6 months. I made not only did I make a recovery, I regained my physical form, and I felt amazing.
I want to talk to that guy.
Yeah,
are you now preaching his?
Yeah, sorry. Going to the contest, I felt terrible, which is normal for the sport.
Yeah.
And
because you dehydrate, right?
Well, you dehydrate. Yeah, you don't have enough. You're just in massive deprivation for an extended period of time to get to that super, what I call ultra low body fat levels. But these are not healthy, and I want to be clarified. So what I learned was health and fitness are two different things. We celebrate athletes. We look at their ideals, or we see them on TV, or we see maybe movie stars or people of influence, persons of influence that look a certain way. They're maybe very fit, but that does not necessarily translate that they're healthy. And we make that false assumption. And if I could make that assumption as someone who spent my entire life in that career, obviously for the general public, it's an easier jump. And so anyways, I learned it, and I got into that really extensively once I figured this out. And then I started teaching it, and I taught literally thousands and thousands of people all around the world from my online platform of how to do this for themselves. And we got an aggregate bunch of data, people from different age groups, people from different dietary backgrounds, hereditary backgrounds, men, female, old people, young people. And with that data, we were able to kind of hone and optimize these systems, which eventually led from me running an online education company about bodybuilding into running a digestive health company that has an online education program to help people transform their lives.
That's the course. Okay, so I don't need to meet that guy. I just need to go take your course.
Right, exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's why we do that, because I realized that most people don't have the time, the energy, they don't have the direction, they don't have a clear path of, well, what can I do right now, and how do I progressively add things? What's most important? What could become later down the line? And that's what we've kind of worked out for everybody.
Yeah, well, and I found a lot of people don't actually want to make the difference, right? Like they want to just, like, it's easier to take a pill, right? Like, and that part makes me crazy, because I definitely don't want to do that. but there are some. Let's talk about supplements for a minute, because there's stuff out there that says supplements and vitamins aren't that useful, and you have to be careful because they're not well regulated. And I take a few to bolster fruits and vegetables and stuff I already eat, but I don't know. Are supplements and vitamins a good idea? What's the lowdown on that?
Well, here's what I can say. I've been kicking around the health and performance world my entire life.
Yeah.
And I've never met one single person at an optimal level of physical performance that isn't using nutritional supplementation.
Wow.
Not one. Now, I'm not saying that you can't, what are you, number one, what are you comparing is performance? Is it the general population, or do you want to perform at your highest possibility? That's the first definition. And much of the scientific work that comes out of, say, what your GP might refer to or something is dealing with standardized tests for people. Well, the bottom line is the health of North Americans is on a rapid and steady decline.
Yeah.
And dependent on pharmaceutical agents, when many of those diseases and dysfunctions can be traced originally to a nutritional dysfunction or to a chemical agent or toxin that is, proliferated in the body. So why not get to that, address that first? So number one, we have to set the standard of what we want to do. Number two, who's directing that standard? And then from there, we build a program based out of, what do I want to achieve? Do I want to be normal, or do I want to be excellent? Do I want to be dependent on pharmaceuticals by the age I'm 30 for the rest of my life and develop one of the big threes? Or can I follow a lifestyle that's easy to do and can make that? The other thing is I'll add a point to that. And then there's 2 points I want to make, because you brought up two issues. The second point is that in a short-term acute situation, sometimes you will need a higher dose of a nutritional supplement or specific ones for a period of time until your system gets booted up or re-regulated or optimized. And that was developed by orthomolecular nutritionists, Linus Pauling, Dr. Hawkins, Abram Hoffer, the legends that figured this stuff out starting in the 70s, about taking super physiological dosages of various nutrients to get yourself back into order and then tapering off. And I think that's something that's not talked about, and it's something that almost all high performance athletes will leverage, but the general public doesn't get access to that information. Third piece I would say about nutritional supplements, there is a massive range in quality of products. So for example, I was dealing with a family member recently, and they had some digestive issues. And I said, oh, well, hey, let me get you some of our products, right? So get some probiotics. And this person, who's rather older, said to me, oh, well, they're giving me a probiotic. And I'm like, is it working? And he was like, well, no, I'm not getting any results from it. Like, I understand that, because I don't even, it's probably a garbage supplement that you're getting.
Yeah.
I'm your relative. I can provide you something that will fix the situation that you're discussing with her, or with a high probability. So you have to realize that, and I'm going to be brutal in this one. I think 95% of the products that you're going to find on a store shelf are not effective. Yeah. And I think 5% of them are extraordinarily effective. So the key to any supplementation program is, number one, determining what products you specifically need. And number two, determining the quantity that you need in that. And number three would be the quality of the product, that you're making sure that you're getting a product that works, because there's nothing more expensive than a product that doesn't work. So going to your drugstore, forget about the supplements there. Going to your grocery store, forget the supplements there. Maybe some, if you go to a Whole Foods or something like that, if you're going to a nutritional store, again, is going to be a major range. And unfortunately, a lot of people buy on price solely, and they don't have the ability to determine, is this a good product? Is this not a good product? And that's where people run into trouble.
Well, and if you look at Amazon, then you are making decisions based on price and reviews, and who knows who's writing those reviews. I mean, I don't know that those are particularly helpful when it comes to this stuff.
I will say on what's really interesting that's happening inside of Amazon now is because what I am impressed about, and of course everybody's on Amazon now. It's like so many products, but they have a very stringent review process now to strip away what they feel are faulty reviews or company generated reviews, or even I've heard of people who have attempted to get family members to review, and with their artificial intelligence algorithms, they can actually figure out that those are false reviews. So it's getting better. But that being said, not all the best products might be available on Amazon, because Amazon's going to take a cut of that piece as well, and oftentimes what happens is the price becomes a determining factor.
Well, and a lot of people who are taking supplements today haven't done that first step you talked about, which is knowing what you need and how much of it. So it makes me nervous trusting your average layperson.
and that's, and you're exactly right on that. So, everybody wants to, the magic pill to make you lose weight, and the magic pill to make you feel great and have endless energy and, have sex 10 times a day and all that sort of stuff. Right. But the bottom line is, there's no pill that can do all that, but there is the right pill at the right time for the right person for the right reason.
And if I go to Awesome Health course, I can learn all of that.
Yeah, actually, you'll learn a lot more than that. You'll learn a lot more than that, because in the Awesome Health course, AWESOME is an acronym. It stands for air, water, exercise, sunlight, optimizers, mental beliefs and attitudes, education, testing, and coaching, E. So each one of them.
That's awesome. I mean, it really is awesome. I love that. Wow.
Yeah. And so this was basically an acronym that I used to create to get people to think about what are the things they need to focus on first. Air, water, and exercise. Those three things are, in my opinion, if you want to be at your optimal level of health, they're not negotiable.
Right.
You can't diet your way out of that situation. You can't take a pill out of that situation. You can't take a drug outside of that situation. Those three are non-negotiables. If you're addressing those three things, and we talk about, I have a program that people can do in 15 minutes a day that covers the entire sequence.
What?
15, yeah, I've got it honed down to here. You do this 15 minutes a day, you're done. But the bottom line is, if you don't integrate those things, you're never going to reach your physical potential. And that is largely in part because in today's world, we've made everything so easy that our physical bodies are breaking down from it's a disease of civilization, a disease of convenience.
Yeah. I sense that. And I sense that in my own system when I don't have time to exercise. I don't make the time, and I can feel it. I literally can feel it happening. When I sleep at night, I have aches and pains. And if I move, I don't have those aches and pains. What a shocker. It's incredible, the things that it's so silly. It's just so simple.
Well, one of the most important systems inside your body is your lymphatic system. It's 3.5 times the volume of your blood system. Now, almost everybody's probably had a blood test or they do blood work, but how often does a person have their lymphatic system tested?
You can do that.
Well, this is the point. It's not talked about in almost any single medical organization, any single holistic health organization. So the reality is the lymphatic system is essentially the exhaust system of the body. Now, you can put a lot of different types of fuel in your engine to burn, but if you put a couple bananas in the exhaust pipe, your car doesn't go. Well, that's the same thing. Our food, our diets, our lifestyles, and our sedentary lives, sitting a lot at work and stuff, we don't move because the lymphatic system moves off movement. And so literally as you get as people go, let's get the blood going, the blood's pumping fine. It's the lymphatic fluid that you get going that gives you that vigor, that energy, and that movement inside your body. And we address that right up front, I think, on lesson number 3 in the Awesome Health course, about how do you optimize that? A simple, easy way that you can do, no matter if you're super busy, you can do it right from home, how you can do that. So
that's fantastic. Oh, so interesting. I could talk to you all day about this. I really could. It's just, I feel like we don't cover it nearly enough. And that's why I bring it to this show. Even though it's supposed to be a business show and a leadership show, we talk about health because we cannot understate or overstate the importance of taking care of yourself and being your own best resource. So Wade, where can folks find you?
Yeah, so they can just go to www.bioptimizers.com/2questions.
Oh.
And that will take them right to the course. So when
I'm
they
going to
click
type
on
that.
Yeah. What happens is you'll go in, they'll ask for your name and email, and we're going to send you, your listeners, the course for free.
What?
$100. Yeah, you're going to get the whole course. It's 84 5 to 15-minute lessons in video format. So you can just watch it on your phone while you're sitting in line for something or whatever. And it'll just take you step by step you don't have to do them all, but it'll take you step by step through all the things that I've learned in 30 plus years in the industry about what you can do to improve an area of your life. Or you can sort through it and look at this particular areas. Like if you have digestive issues, or you can go to that one. If you want to know what's the best water, you can go to that. If you want to know about how do you get your mindset to set aside the time for your exercise, what's the best exercise, all that sort of stuff. It's all in the course, and it's all
cool.
accessible.
That's so cool. I was thinking after this, I was just going to go right over to the website and sign up for the course. And now I'll just go and get it for free. That's so great. Thank you.
Hey, my pleasure.
Yay. Viewers and listeners, you get it for free. All right. Wade, thank you for joining me today.
Hey, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Would you like to join me for the after show?
Sure. Why not?
Yay. Okay. All right. Viewers, if you'd like to join us for the after show, Wade and I are going over to 2questions.tv. It's the only place you can find the after show, so come with us over there. In the meantime, we're going to have the links to the free course that you get from Wade, because he's such a generous guy, in the show notes for today so that you can get that. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.